Hi guys, welcome back to Gearjunkies TV and a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at the Sherman Filterbank. I recently reconnected my Sherman Filterbank and it sounds so great that I decided to make a video of it and let you see and hear how it works and sounds. But first, you can stay informed about all our videos by subscribing to our channel. Just click the subscribe button below the video and you can hit the bell button to get notifications when there's something new on our channel. I bought this filter new back in 1996 and it was clear at once that I was going to keep it for a long time, obviously. It has a very special architecture and it is literally built like a tank. Maybe that is where they got the name from, who knows. Anyway, as you can see, it still looks and feels like new after all those years. So let's go over the features first and then I will give you a few demos of sounds that you can run through it. So, from left to right, we have several sections. The Sherman has two filters. So on the left is filter 1 and on the right is filter 2. And we have an input here that is also an overdrive, so it has a marker in the middle. If you put it to the right, it will add some overdrive to the input signal, and this is unity gain, and it will sort of weaken the signal when you turn it to the left. Then if we look at the filter here, here's frequency knob 1 and resonance knob 1. Here's a section where you can choose whether you want a low pass, band pass or high pass outputs being run through. And this is quite a special knob because it sort of gives you a mix correction. So a certain band will be subtracted from the low and high pass when you turn this. So we'll hear how that sounds later. Then on the right we have the same filter once again. As you can see, there's a positive and negative envelope control that you have. And these two filters are alike, but there's one big difference. The second filter can be used independently or it can be set to harmonics mode, in which it will follow the first filter but in a harmonic pitch setting way. Then there's FM that you can apply to the filter. Here is an ADSR combined envelope with a sensitivity trigger. When there are no external inputs, the sound that you run as the input will be also used as a threshold to trigger the envelope. And then the envelope can, of course, trigger the filters again. Then there's an LFO with speed and depth, positive and negative. There's an AM modulator. Also, this can be used with an external trigger, but it can also follow the input. Then there's a parallel serial knob. Set to the left, the filters will be completely parallel. In the middle there will be parallel and serial, and to the right they will be completely serial. This AR envelope is meant for the AM section. And here's a bypass and effect knob. So set to the left, you will not hear the filter at all, and set to the right, you will hear only the filter. And in the middle, the input signal will be mixed with the filtered signal. Then on the back are all the connectors, the signal in, FM input, ADSR trigger, a link in, link out, ADSR out. Then there's a MIDI section, MIDI in, MIDI out, and there are 3 MIDI throughs. And there's an AM input trigger input for the AR envelope generator here. And there are 2 outputs. The output 1 comes from the first filter, and the main out is the total section here, bypass, and the effect and parallels circuit also is included in that output. It has an external power supply. Basically, the Sherman is almost a synthesizer without the VCO section. So to test drive the filter, I'm using a single oscillator for my modular system. This is the Daisy DSP, and it's set to VCO mode, where you have a nice selection of waveforms to choose from. I'm also using the right side of the module, which is an envelope generator and VCA. The pitch and gate are controlled from one row of this Moon Modular sequencer, and several of the gate sections are also attached to the trigger inputs of the filter. Later on I will also be using some LFOs to steer the Sherman filter in a different direction, but we will hear that as we go along. So here's the oscillator running through the filter bypass, and we're going to turn up the effect. I will let you listen to some of the oscillator waveforms we're going to be using. So let's turn up the Sherman filter. And in this case the frequencies of the filters are independent, so I will just turn up frequency 1. And then frequency 2. So let's play along with the resonance of the filters. Now I will use the internal envelope ADSR to control the frequency opening, and we'll do the same here. And now we can control this. Now let's play around with the resonance and the band selector of the outputs of the filters. And we set the harmonics of the second filter to follow the first filter. let's add some LFO. And let's add some FM. So I'm using an external LFO here, which I can vary the frequency of. And let's add some AM as well. So I've connected my old Auto Vari 64 to the Sherman filter. Now this is a preset drum machine. Basically it has lots of rhythms like samba, Dixieland, jazz, all kinds of stuff, and also lots of variations. But that's for another time. Today I'm going to run it through the Sherman filter. Let's see how that sounds. And we use the internal triggering of the envelope generator to trigger the filter. And now I mix them together. Some FM, LFO, some AM, all the harmonics, let's choose another rhythm. Adjust the input a little bit. And we set this to 3. Choose another rhythm. So after all these years, I think the Sherman still has a unique sound. Very warm and saturated, but it can also be wild and almost out of control. I don't know any other filter that can do this. You need some time to master it, and some adjustments are tricky to get it going in the right direction, but it's a lot of fun to play with and really adds an extra flavor to any sound you run through it. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you next time.